because I've always really loved puzzles. I've always really liked finding the pattern in a complex system and being able to see the way through that complex system to a solution. I also feel that everyone in a high-tech business is an inventor. It's what we do in high-tech. We solve problems in ways that haven't been solved before, or we solve problems that haven't been solved at all before. So even if you think you aren't an inventor, if you're in this business, you're an inventor. I've also had a lot of visibility into the value of intellectual property for a company like CA. So for me, I think I've added a little bit of additional discipline to file the IDFs and actually file patent applications rather than just creating invention, because I see the value that it has to CA. What inspires me to invent is the problems, the inefficiencies, the difficulties, or the awkwardness that I see in the day-to-day jobs of the people that use our technologies and use our products. It's that kind of solution. It's a solution to those problems that really makes me inspired to go figure out a new, better way to do something. I both purposely set out to invent and I invent serendipitously. When I purposely set out to invent, I have a construct called an innovation pod. This is usually 2 or 3 other people that sit down with me at a structured time, and we look at a single problem and we work together to try and find an innovative solution to that problem or to that problem space. I like to get people on those innovation pods that aren't in my normal sort of crony set, but instead find people that bring in expertise from different domains, bring in different cultural contexts and backgrounds, because that type of multiple different perspective and multiple different viewpoints is, in collaboration, is the most powerful way to innovate. The most important thing for me is to get the day-to-day activities and agenda out of my head. So with Invention, I need to be able to wander and have my thoughts wander. But I don't want them to wander into what emails I have to respond to, or what my project schedule looks like, or what I have to get done by 12 o'clock to deliver to my boss. I want to be able to wander into other areas that will bring new solutions into the problem. So because of that, I don't have a set time where I innovate. Instead, it's about finding a time where I'm not likely to be distracted by those day-to-day things. Often for me, that's either early in the morning, before the day gets started, and when I'm still sort of fresh and thinking about, things other than work, or at the end of the day when the phone has stopped ringing, when there's sort of that time between work day and non-work day. I also find it really effective to do something orthogonal to help you think in a different way. So I'm currently studying Mandarin Chinese, and the different language patterns and the different grammar in Mandarin Chinese helps me look at problems in a different way. Finding something outside of your domain to think about and to learn about is really helpful in the innovation process. So the advice I would give for someone interested in innovating and patenting is first of all, don't go it alone. Get your own innovation pod put together. Pull together a couple of different people to help you add a new perspective onto the problem. Second, don't be afraid of stupid ideas. You have to have enough trust in that group to be able to say things that are really on the borderline of being stupid. Because we sort of joke in the innovation pod that I'm in that the line between stupidity and brilliance is very fine. And those new ideas often start out sounding really off, off the wall. And so you have to be willing to listen to off the wall ideas openly, and you have to be willing to put yourself out there and talk about those off the wall ideas. The last thing is that ask yourself all the time, is this patentable? Is this patentable? Every time you're solving a problem, every time you're doing something new and different, ask yourself, is this patentable? Because I think people have more patentable ideas than they realize that they do. They just are so immersed in the technology, they're so immersed in the domain that they don't realize it, and so it goes unfiled. So what I like best about being an inventor is I love that moment of inspiration, that moment where I have that aha, I see a way through, I see the solution, and then I know that it's going to make a change to the way that people behave. I think that's unbelievably motivating and incredibly satisfying. I also really, really value the trust relationships that I develop as a result of working with people to create. It's a very trusting relationship, and the more that you do it with people, the more trust that you get with those individuals. And for me, that's an incredibly valuable side effect of the invention process. I think I would just like to reiterate that we're all inventing all the time here. And so as you're going through your day-to-day job, just really think about it, because the value that you can deliver to CA as a result of adding intellectual property to our intellectual property body of work is really valuable. So invent.